Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Econobox Garage. In this episode, before I get started on any of the Bugeye projects, there's some things I have to sort out in the garage. So let's get to it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy this week's video. It's been really cold the last couple of weeks, and I've been in and out of the garage really quick and didn't take the time to put things properly away. So before I can get going on any work on the Bugeye, I'm going to have to get my bench cleaned up. So that's first on the agenda. Well, that didn't take too long, and now I'm ready to get going on some of my new projects for this year. One of the other projects I'm going to do in the garage before I get to work on Bugeye stuff, when I installed this heater up here, I installed it fixed to point down at my little sitting area here. But what that means is if I'm working at the bench, I don't get the benefit of that heat. Or if I'm working at this table here or in that area just in here, I don't get the benefit either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up that I can actually swivel it through 180 degrees so I can either point, at the bench or over to the table or anywhere in between. But that means I need to reorganize all of this stuff at the side of the garage. Or the material I want to use for that project is right in behind. I'm going to have to reorganize and compact all of this stuff here. So that's next. Well, there's another job off the list. Condensed this down quite a bit. Gained, I don't know, about 6 inches of floor space here. Got things organized. So not only do I gain some space, but it also looks a lot tidier. Now on to the next little project. Well, there we have the first stage of getting this heater to swivel. I just cut a circle out of the MDF, and that's firmly secured to that 1x4 across there, and the screws holding it up are countersunk, so there's nothing obstructing the piece that will swivel. And that piece is right here. So what my plan is to attach the bracket for the heater to this. This will be screwed down, making sure that the screws don't protrude through the back side of this. I'll put a big washer between this board and the circle that's up top, and that should allow me to swivel it around. Alright, so there we have my heater all set up, ready to go. And all I have to do to turn it around is grab a handy broomstick or broom handle, and then I can just turn it. So right now I just pointed at my little sitting area here, and then I can turn it around a bit more. Now it's pointed down to the bench. So I'm quite happy how that turned out, and I think it'll be very helpful on the chillier days. Well, in a much earlier video, I had a look at the starter that came with the car and determined that this bushing here needed to be replaced. And you can see there's a fair bit of play there. So I have a new bushing, and that is Moss part number 148-610. To get that in there, I'm going to have to dismantle this end of the shaft, undo the 2 screws at the other end here, and then slide everything off. And then while I have it completely apart, I'll have a closer look at what else needs to be replaced in the starter. So I thought, with it being the beginning of a new year, what better place to start than with the starter. Well, that's the old bushing out. I just used an appropriate size socket in order to hammer that out. There's the new bush in place. So now that I've got that done, I can put the starter back together and go from there. Because I checked all the brushes and they are in really good shape. I've cleaned up the commutator and it's come up quite nicely. So I'm just going to put this all back together. Now you'll see here there's a little nub on the back plate here, and that goes into this little notch here. So there we have everything screwed back together, and there is little or no play in that bushing at all. So that is one job scratched off the list. Well, there we have the starter all back together. The commutator is clean. I've cleaned off the brushes. The new bushing in here. I've always used new cotter pins when you're doing this kind of work. So I'm quite happy with the progress today, and that's all we've got time for this week. So if you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified when the next video comes out. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.